Top stories from around the island. To the point. Without the fluff. Puerto Rico headline news. Please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell notification.
Hello and welcome to Puerto Rico Headline News for March 18th, 2020. If this is your first time visiting this channel, I ask you to please subscribe and feel free to share this content, especially if you have family here in Puerto Rico or maybe you live here and it's hard to get English-based news. So go ahead and get started here. We're going to have some updates on the lockdown that started over this past weekend and possible airport closings. And this is what came out in the newspaper this morning from El Vocero, announcing that the governor's considering or are going to ask for the airport to be closed to any flights. So I'm going to go ahead and translate or go into this article here. It says here, that Governor Wanda Vázquez indicated that she asked the administrator of the Federal Aviation Agency, the FAA, Stephen Marshall Dickson, to take various measures to control air traffic, including the suspension of domestic and international flights for 14 days to Puerto Rico as a result of the COVID-19 situation here. Now, among the requests that the governor made to the FAA, she included that the government of Puerto Rico be allowed to close the airports where the National Guard was not doing screenings, and that an official response be issued to a letter that was sent on March 4th, where she requested to redirect all flights to the three airports, Luis Muñoz Marin, Aguadilla, and Isla Grande, from jurisdictions affected by COVID-19. This way they can carry out the screenings. So they're asking not only to close the airports from any flights, in the meantime, they want to redirect all flights to be coming in and out of these three airports because that's the only places where they're able to screen. So they want to close down all the other airports on the island where there's no screening going on. In the meantime, as they seek to ban all flights in and out of Puerto Rico. Now, another request is that the FAA follow the local government to allow or to ban all charter and general aviation flights at all airports, except air ambulances, law enforcement agency flights, and military flights. Now, this is what the governor proceeded to say. Each of these requests are independent of each other. The FAA was asked to grant us one or all of them simultaneously. Puerto Rico is an island. Until a few days ago, we had no cases of COVID-19 coronavirus, and now, due to the arrival of tourists both by boat and by plane, we have 5 positive cases. We do not want more cases in Puerto Rico, and the only way to prevent more people being infected with this virus from arriving is by taking greater controls on the arrival of travelers. We need assistance from the federal government to allow us to control air travel, said the governor, who recalled that control of airspace is the exclusive jurisdiction of the federal government. So she cannot call for this ban. It has to be done by the federal government. Now, the governor, Wanda Vázquez, stressed that she did take control of the seaports by prohibiting the arrival of cruise ships on the island. Uh, but airport closings for non-aeronautical reasons, as in this case, require the FFA authorization. So, for the time being, yesterday the operations of the Puerto Rico National Guard officially began at the Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport in order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus on the island. And you may have already seen pictures of the National Guard doing their screenings at the airports as well. Now, the governor explained that the evaluation or the testing, the screening of passengers by the National Guard consists of an initial process, which starts off with the questionnaire related to their current state of health, and then they take their temperature. All passengers, if they have more than 100.3 degrees Fahrenheit, will be immediately referred to a rigorous medical evaluation by personnel from the Department of Health and the National Guard for proper medical referrals. So far, over 280 members of the National Guard are working to protect the people of Puerto Rico from possible additional cases of COVID-19 arriving through the airports. Now, these operations will extend to the airports of Aguadilla, Ceiba, Ponce, and Isla Grande, said the governor. Now, personnel from various educational institutions are also collaborating with the National Guard with this operation, such as the Medical Sciences campus of the University of Puerto Rico, the Central Caribbean University of Bayamon, and the San Juan Bautista School in Caguas. Now, the governor also reported that the health department has already received 200 additional test kits from the company Quest, which will be part of the inventory of the health department to carry out screenings or testing at the airport uh, for any passengers that do present any symptoms as they arrive. Now, it is important that the people of Puerto Rico know that we are doing absolutely everything in our power to execute the necessary measures to prevent the further spread of this virus, but we all have to do our part. It is essential that we stay in our homes. In this way, we are taking care of the health of all our relatives and acquaintances. I recognize that this represents a sacrifice, but it will be worth it since by this way we are saving lives, is what the governor concluded in this article. So there we have it. There's a possible could be a possible airport closing. So no flights will be going out or in. In the meantime, I just wanted to cover what's been done so far. So the Department of Health so far, as of today, have conducted 57 tests for the coronavirus on the entire island. As of right now, they are waiting for 21 suspected cases. They're waiting on those test results. So as of 5 days ago, from confirming the first case of the coronavirus here in Puerto Rico, the government has conducted a total so far of 57 suspected cases, although they have the capacity to do 50 tests a day, which they are currently not doing yet. And as of now, there's only 5 confirmed cases of the coronavirus here in Puerto Rico. Now, some questions have arisen about this lockdown that took place on Sunday. The department or Puerto Rico Tourism Company put out this flyer. So if you are a tourist or you're planning on visiting Puerto Rico, this is the things you have to keep in mind, and I'll cover it. Dear traveler currently in Puerto Rico has decided to take a firm stance to keep you, our people, and our beautiful destination healthy and safe from COVID-19. We currently don't have ample community spreading of the virus, and we want to keep it that way. Our people are ready for the challenge, but we need your help. So, what does this executive order signed into effect by Governor Wanda Vázquez on March 15th mean for you if you're a tourist? Well, our world-class attractions, historical sites, and amenities are currently closed. Don't worry, they will be here waiting for you when you come back to visit. For the duration of the island-wide lockdown, you must stay inside your hotel room or lodging facility. Visiting the pharmacy, supermarket, medical facilities, restaurants, carry out only is only allowed between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. Now, during the stricter curfew hours that begin from 9 p.m. and go through 5 a.m. in the morning, you should not be out in public unless it's an emergency, period. Now, don't worry, you will still be able to get to and from the airport at all times with evidence of your travel itinerary. That is until flights are canceled. What will happen if I choose not to stick to these guidelines? Well, you will be fined $5,000 and risk 6 months of jail time. No joke. We rather you save the money to come back and visit us later when we are ready to host. We're very sad your visit has coincided with a global health emergency that has taken us all for a spin. The Puerto Rican people are eager to host you again when the time is right. Now, notice, I guess, as compensation for having traveled to Puerto Rico during this lockdown event, uh, what they would like to do. It says here, lastly, if you are currently on the island and your travel plans have been altered, send us evidence of your travel itinerary to back after COVID at tourism.pr.gov. We promise to get back to you within 30 days and treat you to a complimentary experience in Puerto Rico to one of our most beautiful attractions when you come back. We can't wait to host you again. Stay safe and healthy. For future travel guidance, visit discoverpuertorico.com. puertoricoheadline.com. So this is a nice flyer that was put together, and it probably clears up a lot of things for tourists that are here now or to plan are still planning to come and visit during the lockdown. Something you want to keep in mind is what was considered at the beginning of this video, which is the possibility of Puerto Rico and the FAA shutting down the airports here in Puerto Rico, keeping people from flying out and from flying in. So it's something you definitely want to keep in mind. So once again, if you haven't subscribed, I ask you to please subscribe to this channel as we do our best to keep you updated on what's happening here in Puerto Rico, especially during the lockdown period. So please share this information as well with family that might be living here and do not have can't easily access news in English. So once again, this is Puerto Rico Headline News. Thank you for watching.